Hey everyone and welcome. So today, we're going to jump into something pretty amazing. The story of how Bangladesh is really powering its economy. We're talking about how they take local products and turn them into global bestsellers. So let's figure out how they pull it off.
So it really boils down to this one big question, right? How does an entire nation build a system to help its own businesses not just compete, but actually win on the global stage? Because let's be real, it takes a lot more than just having a cool product. You've got to have a killer strategy.
And to really get that strategy, we've got to start with the challenges. I mean, you can't win the game if you don't know what you're up against, right? You need to know the rules, the players, and all the hurdles in your way.
Okay, so first things first, Bangladesh is without a doubt an economic powerhouse. It's built this incredible reputation all over the world as a major exporter. And that's really thanks to its super competitive manufacturing and a workforce that's just incredibly dynamic.
Now, when you think of Bangladesh, your mind probably jumps straight to ready-made garments, and for good reason. But that's not the whole story, not even close. The real story here is how much they're branching out. We're seeing them make these huge moves into really high-value areas. Think pharmaceuticals, ICT services, even light engineering. This isn't just about growing bigger, it's about growing smarter. It's a total strategic evolution.
But trying to break into the global market? Wow. It's like running a gauntlet, seriously. You've got these super strict compliance rules you have to follow, you're facing down intense competition from literally everywhere, and you have buyers whose expectations can change on a dime. It is an incredibly tough playground to succeed in.
So how on earth do you navigate that maze? How do businesses find their way? Well, that's exactly where this support ecosystem comes into play. You can think of it like having an expert guide, a navigator, for every single step of an exporter's journey.
So what are these export support services? The best way to think about it is like a massive toolkit for businesses. And inside this toolkit, you've got everything you could possibly need. We're talking government policies, expert advice, financial backing, operational help, you name it, it's all there for one reason: to make international trade not just possible, but achievable.
And this whole toolkit is built on two main pillars. Super simple. First, you have the public institutions, the government side of things. They lay the foundation, right? They set the policies, the rules, the incentives. Then you have the second pillar, private advisors. These are the folks who take all that policy and actually put it into action. They're the ones who turn it into practical, real-world strategies that actually work in the market. It's this amazing public-private teamwork.
Okay, so that's the theory, but let's see how this actually works on the ground. Let's follow the journey of a typical entrepreneur and see how they take a product from their local workshop all the way to the global stage. All right, so the path to market is basically a four-step journey. It's super logical. Step 1, you figure out where to sell. You use actual data to find the perfect market fit, no just winging it. Step 2 is a reality check. Are you really ready? Can you actually produce enough? Is your quality up to snuff? Step 3 is all about branding. You've got to position your product so it stands out for its value, not just because it's cheap. And then the final and maybe most important step, getting matched with reliable international buyers. See how each step builds on the last? It's all about taking the risk out of the equation.
But here's the thing, and this is so important. Making that first sale, that's huge. Don't get me wrong. It's a massive milestone, but it's just the beginning. The real game is about building something that lasts, a real long-term foothold in that new market. And this is where those support services become absolutely essential for long-term success. They're the ones helping businesses find local dealers and distributors, helping them actually understand how that foreign market ticks. They help build stable sales networks and, this is key, strengthen their brand. This is literally how you transform from a one-off supplier into a permanent fixture in the market.
So you've got this amazing engine, but what's the fuel? What keeps it all running? In our last section here, let's look at the crucial resources that power this whole system and really help drive the entire national economy.
You can really think of it as three kinds of high-octane fuel. First up, you've got the money. Export financing. That means access to credit, cash incentives, the stuff that keeps the lights on. Second, there's help with the headaches, logistics and compliance. Navigating international shipping, customs, all that red tape, it can be a nightmare, and they guide you through it. And third, you have capacity building. This is all about training, getting people up to speed on digital marketing, modern supply chains, you name it. It keeps everyone at the top of their game.
You know, this whole thing isn't a one-way street. It's not just about helping businesses in Bangladesh. This entire ecosystem creates a ton of value for global partners too. You know, the companies looking to buy products or invest.
I mean, this quote from our source really says it all. If you're a buyer, maybe sitting in Europe or the US, this system is a total game changer. Why? Because it gives you access to a list of Bangladeshi suppliers who have already been checked out. They're vetted. You know they can produce what you need, and you know they meet the compliance standards. It just wipes away so much of the risk and guesswork.
So, when you step back and look at the whole picture, what you see is this really powerful, well-thought-out pathway to the global market. It's a system that's literally designed to take the ambition of a local business owner and turn it, step by step, into a real global success story. It's pretty much a blueprint for how to do it right.
And all of this leaves us with a really exciting question to chew on. With a support system this powerful, this effective, that's already empowering so many different industries, what's next? What's the next big frontier for Bangladesh's exporters out there on the world stage?